Alpha, do we need to go there? Jungkook shrugs. We don't have any other choice. He sighed, walking forward as Jimin and others followed him. Jeon Jungkook, the alpha of the most powerful pack, the Red Moon pack, his beta Jimin and some Gamma warriors of his pack are following him on the journey to the Rogu-stricken Dark Moon pack. They received a letter from the elders in their community to check through the pack for any survivors. Did you find which Rogu community attacked the Dark Moon pack? Yes, I searched through all the Rogu's whereabouts and found the members of the Eastern community wandering around Dark Moon pack on the day of attack. Nay, that's possible. Tighten the security and bordering in our pack too. We shouldn't wait until this attack first, he said, walking on the uneven ground beside the huge tree. For some reason, my wolf Keras was on edge today. He was constantly wandering around in my head, poking my mind with an uneasy feeling. We walked for a little longer and saw the border of the Dark Moon pack. It seemed totally destroyed, as the metallic smell of burn filled our nostrils. The pack was devastated beyond their imagination. The ground had traces of splattered blood, and the odor of bodies increased as they went deeper into the pack. They gasped when they saw some DB piled up. Jungkook and Jimin went to check the pack house of Dark Moon pack, while the warriors went to survey the other houses near the main house of the pack. In just 4 days, the beautiful pack house seemed creepy and haunted. I sat tiredly, witnessing the barren and devastated interior of the house. Everything was shattered and broken. There was no trace of any survivors, but the grassy sweet smell. Jungkook followed the scent, making Jimin confused. But he followed his alpha, and they both reached behind the pack, the house that led to a small cottage on the edge of the forest. Jungkook walked towards it. Alpha, why are we here? It doesn't seem like anyone lived here, he said, eyeing the broken cottage. Can't you smell the sweet smell coming from this cottage? No, there is no such scent. How? You can't smell it? Jimin shook his head and Jungkook was utterly confused. Fine, then let's just check it once and return back, he said, and decided to open the closed door. Alpha, there are girls tied here, he said, running towards the unconscious girl who was tied in the corner of the small cottage. Jungkook, who saw the girl, stood astonished with her as his gaze moved on her petite figure. Finally, after feeling relieved that she was alive, Jungkook let his stubborn wolf in his mind, and he started shouting the very moment he entered. Mate, 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 she's our mate. He was still processing what his wolf suddenly shouted, and his eyes widened in realization once he understood it. What? He asked, still not believing it. Yes, she is our mate. We finally found our mate. Did you check her? Is she a Rogu? No, she doesn't smell like Rogus, but she doesn't even smell like the Dark Moon pack members. You are saying she isn't from this pack, neither from the Rogus? We can ask her when she gained consciousness. Jimin was about to pick the girl in his arms when he heard Jungkook's growl behind him. He turned back and saw Jungkook going towards the girl and carried her in his arms, making Jimin look at him suspiciously. Alpha, are you planning to take her to our pack? Yes, but the survivors are supposed to be put in the pack they choose. She won't choose any other pack. I won't let her go, he said possessively. Jimin's eyes widened as he realized Jungkook's word and his possessiveness. He almost jumped in excitement as he asked, She is our Luna. Not yet. For now she is my mate, he said and walked forward. Red Moon Pack Mansion. The pack doctors, Mr. and Mrs. Kenny, were checking the fragile girl who laid unconscious on the bed. She was laid on the guest room bed by Jungkook, who carried her all the way here. She is still weak, but her wolf will help her recover fast. Being tied to Silver for a long time without any food or water made her body weaker. She'll gain consciousness when she rests for some time. A few moments later, the doctors left after treating her. Luckily, she didn't have any bruises on her body. I looked at her tiny and fragile body, which seemed so weak right now. I was staring at her beautiful face when she moved a little. She was gaining her consciousness as she slowly opened her eyes. Don't panic, you're safe now. We found you tied up at the cottage, so I brought you to my pack. Who are you? I'm the alpha of the Red Moon Pack, John Jungkook, he said confidently. She visibly cast his surprise, making him surprised at her reaction. But he eventually stepped forward and helped her sit, passing her a glass of water. She weakly took a sip of warm water when Jimin entered and stopped at the entry, seeing her awake. You still need to rest for some time, but since we found you in such state, can you answer my few questions? She weakly nodded. What is your name? I am Nerys, she said in a low voice. You are from the Lycan Wolf family? I was kidnapped by the Dark Moon Pack for my healing blood, but from the day they tied me there, no one visited me and I lost my strength, she said in her trembling voice. The Lycan wolves are very first werewolves created by the moon goddess. They are also called pure-blooded werewolves. They have dark black fur and shining eyes in their bull form. They are special because of their healing blood that can cure many wounds. Why, when were you kidnapped? It was on the day of Moon Festival. Jungkook realized it was the same day the Dark Moon Pack was attacked by Rogus and understood why the Rogus didn't sense her as she was far away from the pack. You should rest for a while, he said and got up, gesturing Jimin to follow him. Yin stared at the well-furnished room for a while and then laid on the bed, drifting into her deep sleep. She felt safe here. She recalled the memories of her father and brother praising Alpha Gion. What happened, Alpha? You look stressed. She is still underage. Lycans are the only species that have their wolves with them since birth, and it's the reason my wolf carer sensed her wolf. Alpha, why don't you tell her you are her mate? She'll understand your eagerness. After all, you kept searching for your mate for the last 8 years, and you finally found her, he said, urging Jungkook. No, I can't do that. She's a Lycan, a pure-blood wolf, and she's not even an adult yet. But she's your mate. She'll eventually know that you are her mate. Then it will be her choice whether she wants to choose me or reject me, he said and went inside. Wow, this is the same man who didn't let her go the whole way. He was so possessive and now he is ready to get rejected. I really can't understand him. He sighed and went inside to convince him. Next morning, I woke up and stretched a little. My body seemed much better than before, as now I was able to see my wolf Eri in my mind. She was regaining her energy, so I decided not to disturb her. Hello, I wasn't able to introduce myself last night. I'm Park Jimin, the beta of this pack. Thank you for helping me. It's my duty. By the way, you seem quite young. How old are you, Yen? I'm going to turn 18 next month. Really? He jumped excitedly, making Yen scared of his weird behavior. Looking at her face, he realized his reaction and fake cough to hide his embarrassment. Leaving the breakfast in front of her, quickly went away. He's weird, just like my brother, she said, looked at the food and went to freshen up before eating. Alpha, 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 he shouted, suddenly barging into Jungkook's room, but found it empty, making him frown. Where is he? Did he went on morning border check without me? No, I am here. Jimin flinched at his sudden voice. Huh? Then where did you go this early? I was in the library reading some books. Oh, by the way, I came to give you good news. What is it? Luna is going to be 18 next month, Jimin said excitedly. Good for her then. She can reject me early. Huh? Why would she reject you? Can't you see I'm saying you can make her fall for you in this month? Try to understand, Jimin. I'm not worthy of her. Why don't you let her decide instead of getting to the conclusion yourself? He was suddenly speechless, making Jimin smile. Fine then, if that's what you want, then I'll make Luna fall for another meatless meal. He barely completed his sentence as he was thrown to the wall. How dare you say something like this in front of me? Dare to bring any other man near her, and I'll kill you. His angry voice boomed in the room as Jimin almost gave up to his alpha tone, but he had to keep his tone stronger. Why do you care? Aren't you letting her reject you? Then it shouldn't matter whether she marries another man or not. I'm scared because she's my mate. She's mine and only mine. I was limping my way slowly from the stairs to go downstairs. I ate my breakfast, but I still felt thirsty, so I came to drink some water. I didn't want to bother the back members for my needs. I was about to step from the third stair. Alpha, I can walk. Please let me down. I'm sorry to hold you so suddenly, but you still didn't recover and your body needs rest. So avoid moving for some time. What do you need? I want to drink some water. He nodded as he walked downstairs with Ian in his arms, going into the kitchen, which was surprisingly empty. Jungkook made Ian sat on the table and went to bring a glass of water for her. After arguing with Jimin, I stormed out of the room in rage, but when I saw her limping downstairs, my anger vanished, and I went to help her. Her sweet scent calmed all my anxiousness and rage. When I gave her the glass, she gulped down the water messily, making it flow from her neck and disappear into her collarbone. Let's go, he said once. She emptied the glass and picked her in his arms, walking upstairs. She was more comfortable with him now, so she held on his shoulders for balance, making him feel her. But he continued walking. I felt safe and comfortable with him. His touch feels warm and caring, as if I'm a delicate flower. His body is firm and strong, which holds me like a small feather. I looked at his deep eyes and kept staring at him. Ian's eyes widened at her thoughts and she shook her head, not believing her imagination. She never felt like this for anyone before, so why should she suddenly think like this? Walking towards the bed, Jungkook leaned forward, slowly laying Ian on the bed. When you noticed the scent of her bed, her bed had a male scent on it, making him frown. He looked at Ian, who was already staring at him. Did someone come to meet you? Only Jimin came in the morning to give breakfast. Jungkook's eyes were boiling with anger as alphas were more possessive over their mate. He couldn't help his jealousy. He leaned towards Ian, who gulped and tried to move back, but the bedroom stopped her. She quietly hugged him for some time. When I hugged her, tightly sniffing his sweet scent to calm himself. He tightened his hold on his whole body, making her move. But this only acted as a precedence, causing the notice for a move closer to her. Alpha, silent, the refrain needs me. Almost better. Astonished at the scary Alpha's vulnerable tone, so she decided to let him be for some time. I soon regretted falling for his vulnerable tone as he continued sniffing and licking my neck, making me shudder. Strangely, I wasn't feeling disgusted. Instead, I was feeling very hot. I wanted him to keep doing this. I tried to stay still and calm, but his hands that were coiled around me kept tightening, making it more difficult to maintain a good distance. I was in an internal turmoil, but I wanted to confirm him, and my hands moved down the wall. She soon understood his desperate goal, so she became playful. She tugged at his hair every time the tip of his tongue touched her big neck, making him groan. He was annoyed, pulling her hair gently lightly as she enjoyed chasing him. Finally their eyes met. I knew this was very sudden for you, but I can't wait anymore. I know this is very sudden for you, but I can't wait anymore. You are my mate, he said, and her eyes widened in surprise. Really? I'm happy to be your mate, she said excitedly, and he felt relieved. I'm glad that you like me, but you are a Lycan, a pure blood. Would you be happy with me? Why won't I be happy with you when my mate is so handsome? Thank you. My little mate, I can't wait until you reach your mating age. But you have to wait, Alpha Gian. A shrill voice invaded their privacy, and when Jungkook looked at the one, Brother Day, I missed you. I missed you too, my baby. They hugged for a few moments when Jungkook separated them. Who are you? Can't you see? I'm Yen's brother. What? But you don't look like her at all. Do you want me to look like my small sister? And I heard you are her mate. She's still underage, so please maintain your distance from my sister. He said, pulling Yen, who was near Jungkook, towards himself. He checked her once. Taeyong again hugged Yen lovingly. Meanwhile, Jungkook was staring daggers into the poor Jimin, who shivered in fear. You two should talk for some time. I have some work to do, so I'll go now, he said to Yen and Taeyong, who nodded, and he gestured Jimin to follow him. Before they could walk out of the room, Yen stopped Jungkook. Alpha, wait a minute. Jungkook stopped and sent Jimin to his office first. They both stood at the corridor, and Yen glanced around. What happened, Yen? I wanted to thank you for saving me. Before Jungkook could say anything, Yen tiptoed, sneaking her arms on his shoulders. She pulled him lower and pecked his plump lips. He couldn't even respond, and she ran away in the speed of light. He touched his lips and smiled. She is mine, my little maid.